This program is brought to you by cable franchise fees and generous donations from viewers like you.
Grown up with the message of, the world is but one country and mankind its citizens. It's kind of the oneness of humanity. So I think for me, it's all about the unity and kind of spreading that message as well. And this, coming together as a community is the biggest part of it. And I think it's a beautiful thing just to see everybody come out and kind of start a conversation about that.
The fundamental principle of the oneness of humankind, that both scientifically and spiritually, we're one family, the whole human family. There's no multiple races, that's just invention. So Race Amity Day is a way of celebrating that basic principle by recognizing that it's our caring for each other as people of one blood, of one unity, that helps to overcome the issues of racism and structural injustice that characterized our country for so long. And we really believe that it has to do with amity, which is more than friendship. It's actually caring for each other enough to make some changes. The inspiration for this was Marita's grandfather, who's passed away. His name is Raymond Elliott, and he's a legend in this community as a person who actually stands for these values and is really well known for that. And he thought it would be a good idea to start a group to organize Race Amity Day each year and other events too, back in 2014, and we established something called the Citizens for Racial Justice Now, and that has been the group that has planned and organized this event ever since. We began celebrating back in 2014, and there's a National Center for Race Amity in the Boston area that does this nationwide, and so there are towns and cities all over the country that do this on the second Sunday of every June.
For today, there's actually a combination of a few different events happening. So we're in charge of the Race Amity Day piece of it, which is just a celebration to bring everybody together and kind of celebrate the diversity of our community. And we have the town reading the proclamation for Race Amity Day as well.
Now, therefore, the town of Amherst hereby proclaims today, Sunday, June 11th, 2023, to be Race Amity Day. It's really just an opportunity for the town to make their statement about our broad acceptance of all people. So it's a proclamation that's put together by the sponsors as well as by the community sponsors. And it gives a little history of Race Amity Day, and then also brings us up to date and brings into perspective, if you will, some of the original founders of Race Amity Day, particularly as it relates to Amherst. I think having the two together with the Hero Awards, the basketball competitions, the food, and the Race Amity Day proclamation is really creating a much larger community event than just one or the other by itself. And so I'm just really delighted to see the two working together.
Well, one of my favorite things about these events is there's a cross connection of people from different social economic backgrounds and ethnic backgrounds that are all together eating and having fun. And so that's really the definition of community to me.
We're an active community. We're a very outgoing community, and we love the outdoors, and that's what you see here is community at our finest. I hope the community will spread the word about and support future events and be part of organizing it, be part of the nomination process, look out for people who are doing really good work, taking care of one another, uplifting one another, and just really carrying on the struggle to fight, racism, to end oppression, so that all people can experience freedom
I hope the community gains a real sense of community. I feel like very often our BIPOC community goes unnoticed, and as you can see, we are all here in town, and so went really good.
This is a sensational festival time for community to come together. As we know, it's been so much happening around the world, especially around the pandemic, and then obviously everything happening around race relations. And it's a time for, community unity and love and blessings. And so with the Julius Ford Harriet Tubman Healthy Living community, we're about intergenerational young people and making sure that young people are the leaders, not of tomorrow, as people say, but leaders of today. I just want to add, as a member of the Julius Ford Harriet Tubman Healthy Living community, is for folks to take part in this, right? To take part in these festivals, to come out. We can't just come out just when there's like a party or something like that. We have to come out to really be one with our young people and show our young people what we care about, what this is about, which is about love, unity, and really, building together, right? So for me, it's just leaving that message of blessings, peace, unity, love, and hopefully we'll continue this for many years to come.
Basketball tournament, we'll have someone else speak on that later, but that's been going on for 30 years and that's also a community event.
The basketball game went really good. It was a little intense, but everybody had fun, and awards went out for sportsmanship as well as everything. So, yeah, everything was good.
I was the one that started it the way it is now. It used to be Amherst against Northampton when I first got here in 90. And then when I got here, I switched it to, young and old basketball tournament. Because most of the guys was moving out of Amherst, and a lot of the people were moving into Amherst, so I just called it young against the old. That was it. That's the name we came with. I didn't get to know each other and see us so more than just politics and going to work, and so it's something to do in the community. You got people that know each other just from playing basketball, and that's all it's about. It's just good community service.
Love, peace, love, friendship. If you don't know nobody when you're here, I guarantee you when you leave, you're gonna know mostly everybody. That's all I can say, just love and peace. That's all it's about, love and peace.
I wanted to say, as a resident of Amherst of 6 years, that I'm really happy this summer of 23 is upon us, and we're having a wonderful day today with the youth and the basketball versus young and old, and the award ceremony and all the community members and residents that came out today. And I really would like to just put a shout out and a word for a youth community center that is not in Amherst currently, but from this event, I know there's a lot of community members that would support that. And I wish that the town council would take it really seriously to bring a youth community center to Amherst.
Race Amity Day, I think, to me, is about that one family theme where all of us are siblings to one another. And that means we have to take care and support and uplift one another and carry on each other's burdens and struggles and celebrate each other's successes and our children's. So this summer, there are going to be a number of awardees for the Youth Hero Award that's done every year by the Human Rights Commission. So it's wonderful to have, this event be part of other events that are pretty special in our community.
So I'm here because I nominated one of the youth, Arthur Sikko Shabazz. And I'm also here to just have fun and celebrate him and his other award winners, and to meet friends and just have fun. So I'm glad I'm here. Because of his social activism in the community and beyond our community. So I've been very impressed for Arthur's courage in what he does, including creating programs that addresses issues of discrimination. they'll continue to do, the good work they've started. So I look forward to hearing more about them, including Arthur.
I'm really thankful to the community for nominating me for this award, so I'm really grateful and happy to be here. I was nominated for this award for my work within my school, primarily with each of the minority groups' student unions, that being the BSU, the Black Student Union, the Neurodivergent Student Union, and I also did work with the Gender and Sexuality Student Union at my school as well. I was there when the BSU was just a small group, and now it's grown to over 40 members. I was one of the founding members of the NSU, and I've also just in general worked with the students as a student council member to try and fight for student change, but also I've worked within the community to create change beyond my school as well. I would just like to say I love my community, and I'm so thankful for everyone who's been here to support me, and I'm going to be doing everything I can to support you back.
I'm here to support my youngest that just received a Human Rights Award for all of their great activism, that extends from school into the community, doing African drumming workshops just to create unity. They're just a wonderful young person, and they're going to an activist camp in California this summer to further build on what they are learning and what they're doing. So I'm very excited for them. So Ursa Sekou Shabazz, congrats. And I'm so glad you graduated and you got this award. I'm very proud. The thing is, I have young people or children that are very passionate about social justice. And so my older son, who is 30 now, received the same award when they graduated. They received the Human Rights Commission Award because they're what we call artivism. They did murals, they raised money to create murals going into the community, all about social justice. And so this runs in the family, and Ursa is continuing and building on that tradition.
I am here today to receive my Youth Hero Award, which is a local award given out to lots of different youth in Amherst and around the area. Well, I really appreciate it. I think that the town has given me so much as well. We have fabulous schools. Our town leaders are really welcoming, and even yesterday I was at a shade tree planting, and everybody around town has been really supportive of me, and I appreciate that. And I would also say that that it's good to have activism recognized. It can often be sort of unforgiving, sometimes even not pleasant task when dealing with some folks, but it's really nice to be recognized, and I really appreciate the opportunity to be recognized.
As a member of the Human Rights Commission, I am amazed at the number of young people in this community that are doing so many wonderful things in support of social justice and equality for all. So for those of you who are nominated people, and for those of you who were nominated, a big thank you for the work that you do and continued success.
I love seeing our students highlighted. We have a lot of talented students, and they're not only talented in the classroom and on the athletic field, also they do a lot in the community, so it's great to see them getting honored that way as well. Events like this and awarding people for those efforts, I think goes a long way, and having that be part of their identity and who they are, and increasing the chances that wherever they go, they'll continue to try to build community and bring folks together and deal with whatever issues that they face.
This year was an exceptional year. This is our 17th Human Rights Commission Youth Hero Awards presentations. We received nominations for 4 groups, 1 duo, and 12 individuals, which is more than double of our previous years. In a world where all we see is the bad things or the not so productive things that our youth, especially our BIPOC youth, are doing all over the news, it's amazing to know that our community fosters so many young people in their quest for social justice. I mentioned a number of nominees, but I also want to mention that several people had several nominations. We had more than 50 letters of nominations to read. If you are someone who nominated someone for this year's Youth Hero Award, I was going to ask you to stand up, but you're already, so raise your hand, wave your hand. If you was a nominee, if you have acknowledged some of our youth, if you have noticed the work that they're doing, please, we thank you, we appreciate you. We also want to thank the parents and the community members that have fostered their curiosity and given them a place and a face to go to when they saw a need. We cannot read all of the nomination letters, but there were several consistent words and phrases that have permeated through each of the letters that we read. Leader, social justice warrior, founder, dedicated, courage, courageous, committed, compassionate, activist, skilled. That's just to name a few. Amazing, amazing. So I want to start. I have them all on paper and I have to figure out which one is which. No, I have them, they're not in order here because I'm not that good. Omul Fatumata Dem. Omul is aware of injustice and inequalities in our society and is doing her part in voicing and denouncing them. Omul, Omul, stay right here, girl. Come here. Stay right here. Despite various racial and social challenges, Omul wears her hijab daily at school and in the public and has worked hard to maintain her identity of being first-gen Senegalese American with Islamic heritage. Omul is an amazing sixth grader at Pelham Elementary School. So Ms. Gustafson's and Mr. Austin's fifth grade classes. This courageous, are they anybody here from that group? I'm going to read it anyway. This courageous group of youth are working to improve the treatment of refugees through the Welcome Home Refugee Settlement Program in Northampton. They've made campaign videos, collected items for settlement in their new homes, and exhibited acts of kindness, usefulness, and social change. That's Ms. Gustafson and Mr. Austin's fifth grade classes at Fort River Elementary School. Middle school, POSH, people opposed to sexual harassment. If anybody, any members of POSH are here, please step forward. The student-led group at ARMS meet weekly to fight against misogynistic, homophobic, transphobia, and general inappropriate sexual comments, jokes, and gestures at the middle school. They talk about their problems and work to seek solutions to help change of those behaviors. Now, along with that group, Ms. Anana Balkan is a kind person who is the founder of that group at ARMS, who brings enthusiasm to everything she does. Her main cause is the prevention of sexual harassment. She strives to make our middle school a safer place. She speaks out when she sees harassment and has led many campaigns, assemblies, and other endeavors bringing forth justice for those who are otherwise silent. So, Posh and Anana Balkan. As they're getting their awards, is Mr. Julian Hines here? Come on up, Julian. This young person has put a blank frame in the governor's office representing the hope of young adults in the Commonwealth. He works tirelessly to improve our town. He was nominated by Mr. Earl Miller of Crest, and he is an 11th grader here in Amherst. Mr. Julian Hines. Thank you, Julian. I know this person is here because I saw him. Walter? Oh, there he is. Come on up, Walter. Walter Lloyd is a member of the French Club at ARHS and a technology whiz. Walter has done online research for the French Club, oftentimes using his skills to find various resources needed for the success of the club. A recent graduate of ARHS on Friday night, Mr. Walter Lloyd. Thank you. Do we have some? Okay. Thank you, Walter. Okay. Andrew Lutz. I almost cried reading this one because this young man woke up one night and found out that his brother's room in his house was on fire. And instead of panicking, he did what was necessary to save his family. His actions during this traumatic experience made sure a bad situation was not a tragic one. And we all are happy that he's here and that his family is well and safe. Mr. Andrew Lutz. Is Marisol Bonifaz here? Marisol is a fierce fighter for women's rights. Her dedication to this cause has stretched from home to school to the community and to the state. She's also a member of the Sunrise Movement, a national organization devoted to climate change. Ms. Marisol Pierce Bonifaz. Lucia Lopez. The French Club at ARHS, through her leadership, hard work, and dedication, continues to strive. Through her communication skills and steady follow-through, she has brought this club from almost extinction to a place where weekly cultural activities, fun activities, community involvement, and mentoring have come back to the French Club at ARHS. And she was also one of the leaders at one of our amazing French Francophone dinners. And if you haven't been there, put it on your calendar for next year because it is a high time. We thank you for your leadership. Another recent graduate of ARHS. Most of you have heard about this exceptional group of people. So it's Talvin Dingra, Ian Buchanan, Amara Chang, Aksha Cruz, Leah Cullen, Victor Cruz Castro, Walter Geckel, Charlie May, Lucia Lopez, Krish Padel, Jane Scanlon Amai, Jacob Laney, C.K. Young, Jenna Schilling, Tay Weiss, and Deborah Wells. I can't say enough about this group of people. They took a situation that was trying to be quietly swept under the rug. She wants you. She's trying to get y'all's picture. You know Miss Custer, you worked with her for many years at Vocal. Cut it out. They took that situation, they did their research, they compiled a smooth narrative, they obtained documents, they interviewed community members and protected their sources when asked. They published an article on trans abuse and bullying at our middle school. They had excellence in writing and reporting of a violation of a human rights acts. And we thank them because it was in the Daily Hampshire Gazette, it was in the Boston Globe, it was in the other one, Greenfield Recorder, and the other one that's Mass Live. But none of them compared to the work that these young people did through the graphic newspaper in Miss Barbage's class at ARHS. We owe them a debt of gratitude because through their reporting, now the problems can be solved, addressed. Hopefully, it's been investigated, and we'll wait for the outcome of that investigation. But they took the lead. They dared to take the lead with journalistic integrity to bring forth an issue that for some of that was suffering in silence and not heard and not believed. Our graphic staff. And a special shout out to Talvin Dengra, who is the editor-in-chief this year's graphic. So I actually wrote something down, but that was wholly ad-lib thing, guys. I'm so proud of them, I can't stand it. Who's next? Ooh. Oh, by the way, they had 27 nominations. 27. Miles Jeffries. I saw Miles. Oh, I was going to say, I saw Miles. Miles is another person who had, oh, and by the way, Anan, say your name. Inanna had 9 nominations. And Miles had 6 nominations. Miles has engaged himself in many ways that don't have a direct benefit for himself, but for others. He is a volunteer at the Amherst Survival Center, the Springfield Rescue Mission, the Scholarship Gala, and is a leader among his peers at the local chapter of Jack and Jill. He has a help-first attitude and continuously steps out of his comfort zone and takes healthy risks for positive outcomes. Miles Jeffries. I do not see this person. Hopefully she's here, Juliana Shepard. So Juliana is a youth leader on the Human Rights Commission, and she's also on our School Equity Action Committee. She offers her direct and honest insight on town issues, especially as they pertain to her youth. And she helped plan the first in-person AAPI month celebration, which was well received by our community members. Juliana Shepard, another graduate from ARHS. And we're still looking for Ursa. She's still coming? Okay. Well, we have some other things to do, and when she get here, we'll get back to her. Nope, we have Victor. I gotta find it first because I wrote a whole bunch of stuff on that board. Victor Cruz Castro. Fueled by his own personal experiences, Victor has been a consistent advocate for social justice. I believe he was vice president of POCU, part of MSAN. He has contributed to He has contributed by helping. What's the word I'm looking for? Get forth, create. That's a good word. That's a good word. Helping create a poetry club at ARHS, which has helped peers express themselves through the written and spoken word. He has fostered a safe space for BIPOC youth and has led walkouts in support of teachers and staff. If you ever went to one of those things that they have at the middle school right before the meeting, he's always there with the members of POCU, giving his chants and all that kind of good stuff. He's also a member of our town's Human Rights Commission. He's one of our other youth members. With support of the commissioners, Victor single-handedly, I might say, Philip was there to have his back, but he did a lot of work to bring forth our October Latinx Heritage Month that was held at Kendrick Park, and we had a high time there. And this is because he saw a vision, he went out, he networked, he got some folks to commit, they were there. And what's sad about it is that he still was working. He had a family emergency in California, and he wasn't even there for the event, but he was still on the phone working as this was going on. He's an exceptional young man, and we're so proud of him. Another graduate of Amherst Regional High School recently, Victor Cruz Castro.
First, let's give a huge round of applause for the Human Rights Commission and all the other sponsors of today's events. Fabulous. You know, it's when we come to events like this that we know we have an Amherst community, not just people here and people there, but a community. I also want to recognize, in addition to the two other counselors here with me today, a school committee member of Rhodes over here. And we have one library trustee, Bob Pam, over here someplace. Thank you. He's passing things out. So, the town council, in honor of Race Amity Day, has passed a proclamation. The sponsors for this are myself, Lynn Griesmers, president of the council and District 2, Jennifer Taub, who is from District 3, actually now 4, and Dorothy Pam is with us today, and she is also District 3, now 4. So we're getting used to our redistricting. The community sponsors for this are the Citizens for Racial Amity Now, Amherst Baja Community, Interfaith Opportunities Network, Amherst League of Women Voters, and the Jewish Community of Amherst, JCA. So we'll begin. Whereas the cornerstone of the town of Amherst is its people, and
whereas the town of Amherst holds dear the motto of the United States of America, E pluribus unum, out of many, one, recognizing the principle of oneness of the humankind and the rich cultural, ethnic, and racial diversity of its inhabitants. And whereas the Amherst Town Council on December 7th, 2020, resolved to eradicate the effects of systematically racist practices of town government and town-affiliated organizations, and to engage in individual and collective work to understand racial prejudice and the historical and present role racism plays in Amherst and the community at large, in order to better lead a town which is a safe, welcoming, and equitable place for all people. And
whereas the town of Amherst, acting on its commitment to becoming a town free of prejudice and racism, invites individuals, communities, and neighborhoods in celebration of the beauty and richness of our diverse cultural, ethnic, and racial backgrounds to strengthen bonds of respect, caring, appreciation, admiration, and amity between one another. And whereas Chapter 163 of Acts of 2015 of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts establishes the second Sunday in June annually as Race Amity Day. And whereas Amherst Town Meeting voted Article 29 of the May 20th, 2015 session of the annual town meeting to establish the second Sunday of June as Race Amity Day, and urged all the people of Amherst to recognize this event and to celebrate its annual observance.
Now therefore, the town of Amherst hereby proclaims today, Sunday, June 11th, 2023, to be Race Amity Day, a celebration of the oneness of the human family, and asks the community to join in a joint celebration with the Human Rights Commission here at Mill River today for a picnic, which we enjoyed at noon. Thank you. Followed by the program for Race Amity Day and clearly enjoying the Youth Hero Awards. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for coming out today. There's so many things to celebrate. I just want to say another huge congratulations for all the youth that were out here today, doing amazing work. For those who don't know me, my name is Marie Tabanda. I'm an Amherst community member and also a teacher at ARHS. And
Yeah, what a gathering! It's this is such an example of what we mean by working together and being together and getting together in relationships that count. So thanks for it's joyous to see everybody here. My name is Ash Hartwell. I'm a fairly long-term member of Amherst and member of the Baha'i community and the League of Women Voters Racial Justice Committee and the Interfaith Opportunities Network and a few other things. But welcome. I'm passing it back to Marita.
all right, so we're here to help celebrate, as the town council just read, Race Amity Day. So Race Amity Day is a day that's celebrated across the nation, and we're one of the towns that's lucky enough to recognize it and actually celebrate it. And as they mentioned, this is a day that's about collaborating, coming together in unity in our diversity as a community, and to celebrating that and forming bonds and getting networking together. So it actually worked out perfectly today. We were really overjoyed that all of these things were happening in one day, and that we can really get the community together, get the youth involved. So today we're gonna have a short program for you guys in celebration of that.
Right, and just a few words. The importance of having the institutional addressing the issues of racism and its cancer has to be also matched by our caring bonds, recognizing that we're really one family, the oneness of humankind, and that all of us have relationships and obligations to each other. But those obligations are benefits because they're relationships of caring and love and reciprocity. And that's what we are celebrating and advocating, and tell everyone to remind themselves of the importance of that principle, that we are one, and that we have to deal with our justice and our systems in that spirit. And I wanted to thank particularly some of the sponsors of this event, the League of Women Voters of Amherst and its Racial Justice Committee, the Amherst Baha'i community, the Interfaith Opportunities Network, and the Jewish community. So with that, next.
Yeah. So we have some performances up for you today. And one thing I also wanted to add is that this day was started hugely in part by my late grandfather, Raymond Elliott. So I know some of you know him. He did a lot of work for this community, and so this day is also a celebration of him and what he did for our community as well. So without further ado, we're going to start. And today, to start out with, we have one of our ARHS students who's going to perform a dance number for us. So right now we have Carolyn Lambert Morgadal. right, thank you, Caroline. Another great example of some of the amazing talent we have here with our youth in Amherst. Thank you. Let's give her another round of applause. All right, so next, I'm very happy to introduce a friend and very talented musician. We have Shanti Starr.
This track is called Health is Wealth. Health is wealth, meaning you can have all the money in the world, but if you don't have health, you got nothing. Yeah, turn it up. Turn up the rhythm. Yes. Health is wealth. If you wanna live long, you gotta stay strong. Leave all those things behind. Yeah. Eat your food if you wanna feel good, and you'll be your own doctor in this neighborhood. Yeah. I said now fresh lime is what we need to stay alkaline and leave all the caffeine far behind. A fresh honey from the bee and the maple from the tree is the sweetest thing that I give to we. Set yourself a free, let white sugar be. Weakens your system and immunity. Only give you some fake energy. Mr. My health is wealth. If you wanna live long, gotta stay strong. Leave all those things behind. Yeah. Eat your food if you wanna feel good, and be your own doctor in this neighborhood. Not too much of sugar gonna rat you be missing. Not too much of alcohol and make you go insane. Jaja give us fresh food and water. Why you gonna even bother with some process of food and the meat them a slaughter? We need to eat a fresh, cause Jaja knows the best. We let us stay strong just to leave all the rest. Health is wealth. If you wanna live long, you gotta stay strong. Leave all those things behind. Eat your food if you wanna feel good, and you'll be your own doctor in this neighborhood. Yes. Be conscious of the seeds that you grow. Don't you mess with the GMO. The system will try and not kill you, you know. Don't you support no monster and don't organic got to eat, organic got to live, organic and you never have to panic. Grow organic just to eat, organic got to live, organic and you never have to panic. The balance of a clean living, and your body will always be forgiven. Eat plenty of greens and your system will stay clean. Have the strength to be a cancer fighting machine. It said health is wealth. If you wanna live long, gotta stay strong. Leave all those things behind. You wanna feel good, and you'll be your own doctor in this neighborhood. Yes. Health is your wealth. Your health is your wealth. Your health is your wealth. Thank you. Yeah. I'm going to play something traditional for you now. I wanted to mix it up a little bit today, just to keep a vibration going. So this instrument here, it's called the balafon. It's traditional West Africa. My teacher is from Guinea, West Africa. I live half the year in Gambia, and I'm really excited to play this instrument for you. And I'm sure you've heard it around the bend. Let's see if we got this mic going. Mic check, 1, 3, 7, 8. Here we go. Hold this. So I'd like to invite somebody, anybody. I'd like to have a guest artist come and play Shake-A-Day with me. Who wants to volunteer? Anybody know this instrument? Come on up. All right. And if you guys could be a support, clap your hands with him. So we're with them. So you go like this. Cha, 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 cha. Put your hands together. All right, so we're gonna do one last one here. This is called Jimbe, in case anybody doesn't know it. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Microphone stand doesn't work. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Microphone stand doesn't work. Hey, 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 hey. Asi sayang aku labay lana de. Asi sayang aku labay lana de. Your time to celebrate life, you know? Under this beautiful sunshine, giving thanks and praise each and every moment. Thanks and praise for the youth. Thanks and praise for the elders. Bless us with knowledge. Keep us growing, you know? Yeah. Please put your hands together. Put your hands together for yourselves and your beautiful dancing. Put your hands together for all the organizers of this event. Thank you so much for being a builder in this community, bringing people together. Really appreciate that. And I think there's another award they're going to present. I wonder who it could be.
so we know that Ursa is an amazing musician. But we'd like to acknowledge Ursa as a member of the Black Student Union and founder of the Neurodiversity Student Union at PVPA. Ursa uses courage, passion, lived experience, and talent in her volunteer activities, community activism, and pushes for change. Ursa Sekou Shabazz.
All right, so that concludes our portion of Race Amity Day. And I just want to put out there, too, for those of you who might be around the Boston area this summer, July 29th, they're having an extremely large Race Amity Day Music and Art Festival. That's July 29th in Boston. So it's another celebration you can go to. And just thank you all for coming out. Thank you for helping us celebrate. And I think Ash has a couple more words.
Just the word of wonderful event today. Thanks for everybody. And look forward to next weekend and Juneteenth when we get together again.